about the distinction between resourcing and thinking partners. And Regenesis brings that a lot. Be aware that resourcing, it's this inviting the other person to have the insight and unfold it and so on. And thinking partner is where you're both together thinking along the situation.
Gilles, how can I make you a co-host?
I don't know.
I only have the option of tornar anfitrião, of you being...
But can't I share screen? I don't know if you have to enable that I can share a screen.
Chat, interromper, destacar.
Yeah, otherwise I'll send you the file and you'll share it.
I'm not seeing the thing of sharing the screen.
I'll send here the file in...
I will check this one. Try now, Gilles.
I'm able to share now.
Okay. What I did is in the sharing thing, you have several options. One of them say,
it's fine, Marco.
Allow people to share.
I'm fine.
Okay.
So this is the scope of consciousness framework. This is a 3-level framework, and inside a lot of that. I'll start by modes of behavior. So this is reactivity. This is mainly gremlin, a bit of box as well. This is ego state. It's mainly box, but in a non-reactive way, personality, like my likes, whatever. And purposeful, it's being, and it's bright principles being used. Okay. Of course, all of them, they have the bright and the shadow. But for simplicity, I would say, because you can have reactivity, ego, and being or box in bright and on shadow. But I'll bring that within the regenerative development. They put here mainly the gremlin, box, and being. Okay. This is something that can evolve into something else.
Gilles, that is not clear. How can reactivity has high and low in the two worlds, and also ego?
So this is this is 0 and this is more. So this is the 0 point, the lower point. This is more, this is more, and this is more.
That was not the question. You said that both of them, reactivity, ego, and proposal, have bright and shadow.
Yeah, for example, if I'm crossing a street and a motorcycle comes and I react back instantaneously, being reactive is not bad. That's another discussion. It's not necessary to hear though.
Okay, it's not landing in me, and now to explain that you bring the bad and good thing. Yeah, something is not working in that.
Okay, it's something that I'm going through. So here with the scope of consciousness for Regenesis it's reactivity, which can be physiological, like you get out of the street, but it can also be reactivity about gremlin stuff. Ego, it's box, and purposefulness, it's being, mainly bright principles. Is it clear?
Yeah.
On these, it's levels of energy. It's the mental levels of energy. You're at vital, so it's survival mode. Automatic, you don't even think, you just do it. You repeat the program. Sensitive, it's about where you start noticing that things are not okay, and you try to make it fit again together. A lot of fear being used in order for people coming together, or for not having a confrontation or whatever. So yeah, consciousness is where you're able to be self-aware, okay, about what's happening, seeing the patterns. Creativity is where you're really in the flow of creative energy, flow of life. Unitive is about really being able to create this collective monologue where we start becoming as a collective organism, where we are not separated in parts. And I transcended, it's way beyond what I can even probably explain. And the levels of thought, it's about, like, you're at the evaluate level, so you're comparing everything, you're kind of reflecting on the audit again. Test and action is about experimenting. And then you go into the design, strategy, concept. It's like this, it's what bridges between the upper world and the middle world. Okay, it's all these levels. So and regenerative development has all these levels of what are our beliefs, what's the philosophy, and then the principles. It's really writing about the principle is that humans live in great connection with nature without destroying whatever. It's human relationships thrive when people are vulnerable and so on and so forth. So it's very concrete that then you can trickle down into concept, strategies, designs. And why am I bringing that? It's because what you brought about the fencing and the reactivity, it's usually at this level. You're talking about an action and a reactivity of people that at most cases, they would be at sensitive, because automatic is like fencing is bad, and then I'm going to react into you. And I'm only looking at the action and I'm auditing and evaluating if it's best or worse than other ones, without going into really what are the beliefs and the philosophy and the principles that we have as Osada that when trickles down leads to a decision, an action, a fencing. And this discussion at this level would invite people to go from the reactive to the purposeful mode, and from them being in vital and automatic or even sensitive to at least conscious level of seeing patterns, of seeing purposes. It's this. So the scope of consciousness allows to map a certain situation and where is more the center of the vortex, and understanding how to expand. So in here would be about asking, what is the person valuing that he believes or considers that we are not valuing that component? And so if we bring people into the principles that, yes, we value reforestation, we want to make the place better than it was before, then how is that integrated within the concept and strategy and design that trees being cut elsewhere are not out of radar, and they are somehow being compensated, or like the connection with the farmer that it's selling them, it's regenerated. So for me, would be having these conversations and this level of behavior, and at least conscious or co-creative, what you really ask people to come and co-create with us. What this framework brought a bit into you?
I'd like also to say that the reactive ego and powerful very connects with the vacuum learning. And the kind of stuff that you talk, Gilles, it's really connect with the vacuum learning, with the 3 layers of vacuum learning.
Yes, thank you for bringing that.
Yeah.
I like that. Can I take the framework out and we continue speaking, or?
Let's keep it here for a while.
Okay.
Easier for me. Yes, it's for me. It's a bit difficult to navigate especially the levels of thought axis to understand what is the difference. And yes, I observed this, that this is really so. What we did yesterday, I spoke with Emilia, and I also checked with her, and then we added this context of, okay, so we gave more context of what is really happening. So what we're going to plant and what is the bigger picture. And I think we moved more to the design and strategy level. And then the reactivity stopped. So people stopped reacting at all. And so I'm wondering if we could move even higher, would it open maybe this different level of contact and conversation about really the deeper question, or even the creative level?
And Maciek, for me, there is a thing there. There is a question there to be answered. it's not clear that you have the cross-metal well defined, because you are talking about your neighbors. I have the sense that your cross-metal is very big than your neighbors. Maybe I don't know if you are near a town or village, maybe the village around your place. I think your cross-metal is greater than your neighbors, because for you to live in that system, you will need a very much more connections than with your neighbors. And another thing, another aspect that comes from this is you talk about the Facebook community, and I really don't know what Facebook community fits in Proximate Hall, Greater Hall, or fits it's not a hall whatsoever, or it's maybe a greater hall. I don't know, something. I don't know if you have clarity about that, meaning that if in the Facebook are the neighbors and the people that are in the village and this kind of stuff, if you have clarity about the rings that are in the Facebook people. Because it's not, yeah, it's different to be talking with people that are in the greater hall and whatever, or people that are here in this Proximate Hall, that are really supporting you. And when I listen you saying it's just a financial transaction in this context, my fear came abroad, because it means it's not just, it's the thing that is happening. It's already, you already are putting some memes in the space. What kind of memes are you putting? It's the memes of Osada, or it's the memes of modern culture that you are putting there? Because if you are putting the memes of modern culture, where you have this power of being client, power not in the sense of power over, but power to make different proposals, you are not using your Proximate Hall. You are not working in your Proximate Hall as a part of the living system of that place. Mm. And that I have this question inside me. What is really your Proximate Hall, and what kind of working is illuminating your Proximate Hall, and how this framework really help you in working with your Proximate Hall and with that community that you talk in Facebook that I really don't know what is with this nested thing. And my invitation is for you to really make that question.
And for me, what comes up, it's from the proximate whole comes the vocation of place. What that place wants to become, and what are the elements that when you speak to anybody from that region, the eyes shine, the person connects, it goes to purposefulness. It's like, yeah, I belong to this place, and that's also what I see as the vocation of this place, and I have a role on it. And that's when you start being at the creative purposefulness principle level. And it also came to me that this level also, I don't know how because for me the story of place supports a lot of how this is done, influences this, but how this is done. So then the actions are fitted within Ozara, right principles, and vocation of place. Well, it's particular to that one, and then yeah, it brings forward in action. So people don't go for the action. The other dimensions are also very present. Thank you.
Thank you. It's 60. We have more 4 minutes. My proposal is for you, Maciek, to close the space.
Can I take the? Is it okay to take the framework?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Thank you. So I may be reactive right now. I feel overwhelmed more than energized with the multitude of questions and directions that are not really clear for me or not taken care of properly. And I'm wondering if it's with this kind of level of, so very basic question, maybe a reactive question is, so if buying the wooden poles for the fencing requires so much attention, how many people do we need to actually create a regenerative habitat that has 12 hectares with all these small bits, and how much attention there is required to actually put this into practice, what we are talking about, what I am talking about. And this brings the question of how to build the guild. For now, it's still a very small group of people that are really doing this. And I have blank about how can I engage this person who is selling the trees differently. So I would like to do more research about this, because this is where actually I think the two bubbles of the whatever we are creating, the next culture or regenerative culture, and the reality of the modern culture, they come together. And at the moment I don't know how to do it differently, so I would also like more possibilities. And this has been very valuable. Thank you very much. I know where my edge is right now. I don't know if the proximate whole, the guy with trees, or even the people, whatever, on Facebook, do they really want and need what I'm trying to do, or is it just my fantasy? So this is the edge of actually bringing this into the world with this assertiveness of bringing something valuable. And this is where I'm losing my center. This is the conclusion for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Maciek. Thank you. And please pay attention that you said conclusion. Okay. I really enjoyed doing that, and it didn't work to have so much information on the air. In some way, we need to work in that. And like your feedback, Maciek, really informed me that we did that thing of going near you and supporting you in the next step. Saying that it's too much information, and I felt that also in my system. Is some way we talk about something in the future and know not where you are right now, and I live with that. I'm glad that we are doing these experiments and navigating the space between PM and RD, seeing how the ownership map is working, how the ego states is working, how the fields really bring new stuff to the table, how we can go with the frameworks of RD and how they illuminate stuff. It really works. It's cool. I felt energized doing that, and at the same time was too much. Was really going too much ahead or whatever, something like that. I'm living with that, with seeing how it works in me at the same time how it was too much. Yeah. That's for me. That's my learning, that my noticing today. Thank you.
Thank you, Marco. I feel joy for doing this work of really navigating distinctions and frameworks and maps of both worlds. And I noticed this unconscious fear of and this whelming thing about bringing something that's complex, it's new. As you know, this I already wanted to bring this framework before, so, and knowing that it's really complex and trying to sneak in order to have space as well. So and also the extra noises I brought about, trying to, with this framework already bringing shadow and bright and making it even more complex. So it's, yeah, for me, it crashed a bit the space. Thank you, Maciek, for bringing your case, and I'm really grateful for your journey. All of you are doing it, Ozara. Thank you, Marco.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the session and resourcing.
Yes. Até já.
Até já.
See you.
Gil?